And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom? What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going through my top 10 favorite final battles in movies. Be sure to hit that like button, comment down below your favorite final battles in film, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help me reach my goal of 85,000 subscribers here on the channel. And check out the Unusual Couple podcast, link down below. It's a podcast with myself and my girlfriend Cam. We do weekly uploads over there, talking movies, TV shows, pop culture, life, all that stuff. It's a fun time. And before I get into this ranking, I want to preface by saying these are just final battles. So if there's an awesome battle at the beginning of a movie or the middle of a movie, it didn't make the cut, just battles in like the third act near the end of a movie. So coming in at number 10 on my list is the battle for Pride Rock from The Lion King, the original Lion King, the only version I really acknowledge. What an epic battle this is, and what's more impressive is that it's in animation, and it made this top 10 list. Simba returns after everyone thought he had been dead. He confronts Scar, and it's just so emotional. The score from Hans Zimmer clearly elevates this entire showdown, but you've got the hyenas versus the lions. Simba's coming back to reclaim what's his after all these years. He knows his father was killed by Scar. It's just this powerful battle. You've got the actual showdown itself with Scar and Simba where they're exchanging blows, and ultimately ends with, Scar getting tossed off the side of the rock into the flames and getting taken down by the hyenas. But the hyenas versus the lions, it's epic in scale, really. Rafiki has his moments to shine here as he pulls out some kung fu / karate. You've even got Timon and Pumbaa with their moments to shine. They call me Mr. Pig. This final battle is just so emotional that it'd be disrespectful to not have it on this list, and it's got such a satisfying ending as we go into the final moments of the film where Simba reclaims his spot as King of Pride Rock and the score plays and he just lets out a roar. I'm about to tear up thinking about it. It's a beautiful ending to one of my favorite movies ever made. At number 9 on my list, we've got the Battle of Wakanda from Avengers Infinity War. This is the third act showdown on Wakanda. Obviously, this battle culminates with Thanos getting all the Infinity Stones and snapping, "You should have gone for the head." Even before the Avengers take the biggest L in the history of the MCU, they still kick a lot of ass in this battle. The battle kickstarts with Cap and Black Panther just sprinting past everybody head on into battle. You've got the moment where Thor comes down, which is maybe the biggest hype moment in the movie. And of course, you've got the banter between, Steve and Thor, and Groot's in the picture. Every character sort of has their moment to shine in this battle. It ends tragically, but I think that adds to the appeal of Infinity War as the heroes lose and we finally experience that as fans of the MCU. The credits are rolling and the heroes have lost. Makes it that much more rewarding in Endgame, which we may or may not talk about later when they get the win. At number 8 on my list is the Battle of Endor from Return of the Jedi, the final Star Wars film. I wish, at least. Chronologically speaking. What's impressive about this battle is you've got the battle on the ground, with Han and Leia and the Ewoks versus the Stormtroopers. All that's awesome. AT-STs getting crushed by logs. Who doesn't love that? I'm an Ewok guy, I always will be. But then you've got the space battle with Lando Calrissian and in the second run on the Death Star, essentially. Badass stuff up there, but then there's another layer to this, Luke versus Vader in their showdown. It's the classic Star Wars final act formula where you've got multiple conflicts going on, one on a ground on the planet, one in space, and then a lightsaber duel. Return of the Jedi is an awesome movie, and the finale of this is enthralling. The lightsaber duel is one of the most just raw, gritty fights where you see Luke getting fed up and he's almost going to turn to the dark side, but then he sees his father's hand and he realizes, I lost my hand as well, and I'll never turn to the dark side. It's a beautiful moment there with Vader ultimately turning back to the light side, the full redemption, and he throws Palpatine off the edge. Then you've got Lando taking out the Death Star and him flying out as the flames are up behind him, enthralling. And of course, the Battle of Endor itself is awesome, where the Ewoks are kicking Stormtrooper ass. Again, this is how you end a Star Wars movie, and all three of these conflicts taking place at once just adds to the intensity of Return of the Jedi, making it such a fun, riveting final act. At number 7 on the list, I've got the final battle from Spider-Man No Way Home, where we see all three Spider-Men swinging in action, facing off against the most iconic Spider-Man villains. It's a Spider-Man fan's ultimate dream, and it came true. Andrew, Tobey, and Tom all swinging together, and they're taking on Sandman, Electro, Lizard. I'll never forget the first time I watched this final battle and we just saw the Spideys in action together. It really does feel like a dream come true, and they end up taking out each villain one by one as they all made their little devices to take down the villains. The three Spider-Men could have been just swinging, and there could have been no conflict in this movie, and this would have been high on the list. It's just that great. At number 6 on my list, I've got the Battle of New York from the first Avengers movie. It's in contention for most iconic battle in the entire MCU, really. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. From that moment leading into the circle shot of all the Avengers where it pans around them, it's on the Mount Rushmore of MCU scenes, I think. I mean, I have chills thinking about it. This final battle is awesome because the Avengers are struggling to work together, and they ultimately put aside their differences and they have chemistry, taking down Loki and the Chitauri, and it's so satisfying. Such a rewarding final battle after all the struggles the Avengers have faced. This is the moment where they finally come together as a team, as the Avengers. This is how you do a final battle in the MCU, and it doesn't really get better than this that much. Bringing us into the top 5, I've got the Battle of Hogwarts from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. One of my favorite lines in the entire movie is when McGonagall and all the other professors are using their spell, and it's like the defense of Hogwarts, and she's like, I've always wanted to use that spell. It gets me so hyped. This is the culmination of the Harry Potter franchise. Everything's been building up to this. Obviously, you've got Voldemort and Harry's epic final showdown in this battle. It's kind of the resolution of the battle, but everything leading up to it, there's a lot of Wizarding World action. Lots of casualties too, like some of my favorite characters end up dying in the Battle of Hogwarts, but you have some satisfying one-liners too, like when Ron's mom takes down Bellatrix, or the whole Snape reveal. Like, this battle has so much going on. It's like huge for revelations in the Harry Potter franchise, and it's rewarding to finally get to see this huge battle of Hogwarts. At number 4 on my list is the final trench run from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. This is the first final battle in a Star Wars movie. It's the run on the Death Star. You know, we gotta take down this big space station or the entire rebellion is gonna be destroyed pretty much. I mean, when I first watched this, I was blown away by how great it looks visually, and to this day, it still holds up. You got some awesome X-Wing v TIE Fighter action, but then when it comes down to the final trench run itself, you've got X-Wings getting picked off, and Vader ultimately comes in. And Luke's trying to focus to get this shot, but Vader's right behind him, and who comes in to save the day? Han Solo. Yahoo! I love it. I mean, Star Wars is the epitome of the hero's journey template, and it's done to perfection. After that, Obi-Wan is talking to Luke through the Force. Use the Force, Luke. He uses it, they blow up the Death Star. They almost ride off into the sunset after that, and it's a beautiful ending. One of the most riveting final acts I've seen in a movie, and this space battle is responsible for launching every other epic space battle in this franchise and inspired countless other space battles in other franchises. Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million. I mean, you can't get better than this. I adore A New Hope. And of course, I was going to mention the final Death Star battle. How could I not? It's so damn iconic. At number 3 on my list, I'm going with Maelstrom, or the final battle from Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I will never forget seeing this in theaters and just being blown away. It's Davy Jones and all of his guys versus Jack Sparrow and all of his guys with the pirates. Elizabeth essentially being the leader here, but the score from Hans Zimmer makes this a million times more epic. They're all fighting around a literal whirlpool or maelstrom. It is insane. Jack's fighting Davy Jones like on the top of a ship holding onto the sails. Barbossa marries Elizabeth and Will while they're all fighting on the deck of a ship. It's filled with iconic moments and just the rainy setting adds to the intensity. It's got some of the coolest sword fighting action in movies. It's super satisfying as a Pirates fan how it all goes down, and it is the epic conclusion to the Pirates trilogy that we deserved. My runner-up is the Battle of Helm's Deep from The Two Towers. This is the second Lord of the Rings movie, and this is far and away the best battle in the franchise, if not the outright best battle we've ever seen, especially in terms of the practical effects. The scale of this battle is felt. The stakes of this battle are felt. Hope is lost at one point, as this army of orcs is relentless. This battle's terrifying. It feels like all hope is lost at one point, and then you've got Gandalf who returns in this beautiful moment. But everything leading up to that is awesome. The banter between Legolas and Gimli of them counting up how many orcs they've killed. You've got Aragorn being a badass per usual. And just the set piece is so grand in scale, and it just feels real. Like, it truly transports the viewer into Middle-earth. Like, sometimes I'll have a dream where I'm in like a battle sequence and I'll like wake up because I'm like charging the enemy, and it's like a huge army, and I think the inspiration for those dreams is Battle of Helm's Deep. But taking the top spot on this list is the final battle from Avengers Endgame. This starts with portals and ends with Thanos getting snapped away. This is the culmination of the entire first 3 phases of the MCU, and it gave the fans everything we wanted and then some. Every major character's on screen, every minor character. It was so impactful watching everyone come out of those portals, Black Panther returns, Spider-Man, the Guardians, and the score amps up. Cap wields Mjolnir and says, "Avengers, assemble." Finally saying that iconic line. They charge into battle. It really does not get better than that. The amount of star power there is really jaw-dropping. I mean, so many stars running in this one shot as they charge Thanos and his army. It's masterful. I rewatched this final battle a lot. Like, Endgame is a special movie for sure, but the final battle holds so much of that weight. It's epic, it delivered on what the fans wanted, and then some. It is a perfect conclusion to the MCU, essentially. Iron Man's sacrifice is heartbreaking, but it's deserved. It's a beautiful ending to his character. In this whole battle, everyone just has their moments to shine. It is perfection. But those are just my top 10 favorite final battles in movies. Let me know yours in the comments down below, and be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to help reach my goal of 85,000 subscribers here on the channel, and check out the Unusual Couple podcast link down below. Weekly podcast episodes, me and my girlfriend Cam. It's a lot of fun. We talk about movies, shows, pop culture, music, life, all that stuff. It's a great time. So be sure to check that out, link down below, and check out the Patreon. Your support goes a long way over there. But thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.